I'm gonna go on mute for a few minutes until we're ready to open the waiting room and get started. So if you don't hear me anything from me, I'm still here. I'm just taking care of things on the back end. you for joining us tonight for the Dallas ISD Bond and Construction Services Bond 2015 virtual community meeting regarding the renovations and additions to the great James Madison High School. We're glad to have you join us this evening. There'll be opportunities in addition to us you joining us on Zoom. We are broadcasting live on the district's Facebook page in both English and Spanish. So I'll pause at this time to allow our interpreter to give instructions on how to participate in Spanish. Go ahead.
Thank you, Ms. Bell. Buenas tardes. En unos momentos vamos a comenzar la interpretación en español. Si desea escuchar esta presentación en español, puede seleccionar la opción en español en la parte derecha inferior de la pantalla, en el icono del mundo. Si por algún motivo no escucha al intérprete, regresa al inglés y vuelve a intentar la opción en español. Si aún no funciona, favor de avisarnos por el chat. También puede participar a través de la plataforma de Facebook y Dallas ISD en español. Desafortunadamente, la opción de interpretación no es compatible con computadoras Chromebook, así que le recomendamos que intente entrar a la reunión utilizando un teléfono celular, iPhone o Android, o una computadora iPad o tableta para escuchar la reunión en español. Gracias. All right, I'm ready, Ms. Bell.
Thank you. And once again, welcome to the Dallas ISD community meeting regarding additions and renovations to James Madison High School. Excuse me, the great James Madison High School. We're so happy to have you. We are so happy and proud about this project. And before we go any further, let me say something for all those basketball fans out there. Let's go Trojans and bring home another state championship. We're so proud and pleased to be able to work with a great leadership team at Madison, and that includes, of course, our amazing and fantastic and legendary principal, Mrs. Willard. Ms. Willard, go ahead with any opening remarks you'd like to share.
I bring you greetings from the great James Madison High School, and I am excited for us to be in this phase for our additions and renovation and bringing the great James Madison High School up to par. To Brent and the team that has been working with us, I am certainly excited about this, and hopefully we can start soon. And so to the parents of this community, you are going to be in for a rude awakening when you see what's going to happen here at the great James Madison High School. Again, thanks to each and every one of you. Thank you all for joining us, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak, Ms. Bell.
Thank you so much. And we're so excited about this because truly Madison has been an anchor and a pillar in the community for for generations. And we're excited to always be able to help and to support and to elevate our communities in the southern sector, especially in the sunny South Side. With that being said, it's my pleasure to now introduce the amazing executive director for this particular area. If you like, Ms. Wiggle, if you like to go off mute and make your remarks at this time.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Bell. I too am extremely excited for the work that will be done at James Madison High School. Much excitement. I know that we're going to, with the collaboration from the community, parents, and the leadership team, that we are looking forward to amazing things. So thank you in advance for the work that will be done. And I look forward to working with everyone. Congratulations to Principal Willard, because I know that this is something that she's wanted for a while. So now that we are at this stage, I'm just looking forward to the outcome. So thank you again. And again, we're ready to collaborate.
Fantastic. And I want to say on behalf of Dallas ISD and our students and the family community, we want to thank both and Executive Director Wiggum for the amazing job you do every day. We realize and recognize the fact that the past couple of years have been tedious and have been very trying and especially taxing for our educators. We want to thank you for the work that you do and the commitment you've made to educate students across in the Madison feeder pattern. And we just thank you again for the sacrifices you made to elevate our students. Of course, we are very pleased and fortunate to have joining us today the trustee for this particular feeder pattern for this particular area, none other than former board. You're getting a round of applause, trustee. None other than former board president Justin Henry. Trustee Henry, would you like to make any remarks at this time?
Yes, thank you for that introduction. Good evening, and that's humbling to get some round of applause from folks like Principal Willard and E.D. Wiggum. So, as you just stated, I'm grateful for all the work you do for our communities, not only in sunny South Dallas, but throughout. DISD, not only this year, but over time. Your level of service is completely, and for me, the highest thing you can do as far as serving our kids. So deeply grateful for the work you do every day. I'm excited, very excited to see that we're going to begin these projects. Hopefully they go smooth and quickly so our kids in sunny South Dallas and at the great James Madison High School have the opportunity to get the facilities that they've long deserved. So excited about this, excited the presentation. I want to encourage the team from Dallas ISD side to work with our community and our principal. So we get the school that both meets the needs of the facilities, but also meets the needs of the educational leaders that have to be on the campus every day serving their kids. So excited about this. And I'll shut up and listen from now. So thank you for having me.
And thank you, Trustee Henry, for your continued leadership and for advocating for the students in your district. We appreciate that. This bond is, James Madison is one of our larger projects towards the end of the Bond 2015 program. This bond, of course, is made possible through the dedication and the support and the votes of our voters and community members who believe in Dallas ISD and believe in educational equity for both facilities, for our facilities in and around and across Dallas ISD. The head of our bond program is none other than Deputy Chief Brent Alfred, who will now come and set the tone for tonight's meetings and share a little background information. Go ahead, Mr. Alfred.
Yes, thank you to the great James Madison community. Really excited to be part of this project. You know, I'm a transplant from another area to Dallas, but I've heard all about the history of Madison, and so I'm honored to be part of this team, which is why we're having this special meeting. I wanted to make sure you were hearing directly from us and seeing everything we're planning for the great James Madison, and hopefully it lives up to your expectations. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our architects team, Brent Klein with Klein Harding, and he's going to lead us through the presentation. You can take it, Brent.
Okay, thank you, Brent. We're very appreciative of being able to work at James Madison. It's been a joy over the last year and a half to get to this point. So I'd like to walk through this presentation about what the scope is, and let the buttons work, please. There we go. So here's a site plan showing you that we're going to do some work on the retaining walls out here. Number one, that's along the front of the building. There's a couple of retaining walls that have been there for quite some time that need to be replaced. Drainage improvements across the front of the building so that we can help preserve the inside of the building. New track and artificial turf in the back of the building. And number four here is complete roof replacement on the existing building. And then as far as additions, in purple back here in the back is the new competition gym and locker rooms and training room that's going to be back there. Some new parking lots up here off of Meadow Street and a new tennis court off of Meadow Street also. And out in front, which really wasn't listed, we're talking about putting this is a new plaza that will go in here. So the area that you see in the front, we'll get some wrought iron fence around the front, new signage, places where the classes can come out here and sit on benches and have classes outside, and some new landscaping. And then as far as the I want to say 107, but I think it's going on a 108-year-old building now. We'll clean up the masonry. You can see the cast stone is in need of some sprucing up. So all that cast stone is going to get cleaned. It's going to get new windows. The sealants are going to be replaced around those windows, and just in general, overall cleanup. And by the way, we did run this through the Landmark Commission for the historical preservation because of its status. And then here we're going to talk about some of the renovation that's going to go on back in the back of the building. We're going to renovate the band hall. The locker rooms next to it are going to be converted. All of these purple items here are some support facilities, coaches' offices, things of that nature that would get renovated. There's a couple of laundry rooms that are going to get added to the place, so it's easier to get around to do the laundry. There's a couple of floor structures that need to be replaced that have some heaves in the slab. And then in general, we're replacing the plumbing throughout the building, and that would include these restrooms that are going to get reworked. And then number 7 down here, we're going to talk about some renovations in classrooms and hallways throughout here in a couple of slides. Second level, some locker rooms over here on the end of this is back in the area of the existing auxiliary gym. Auxiliary gym is going to be converted to a weight room. Once again, another laundry room, some secured entry in the front of the building that you'll come to after school is open to keep the building secure. Redo, mostly because of the plumbing, we're reworking the nurses clinic, the plumbing in the hallways again. And then here's kind of a list of what we're doing throughout. You know, we're painting, new graphics, new marker boards in the classrooms, replacing flooring, new ceilings and lights, all new plumbing and toilets, new electrical, mostly new electrical. There was some of the electrical that was worth salvaging, complete new roofing, and new mechanical roof equipment on all those roofs too. With the exception of the larger gym, it's got some pretty new rooftop equipment. This is an example of a couple of the graphics that will be on the walls in the hallways, in fronts of locker rooms and things of that nature, band hall. Here's an image of the new secure entry. So you'll come in the front door and go into the office area before you're allowed into the rest of the school. An image of the band hall with new storage around the perimeter and new acoustical panels, new flooring, a couple new practice rooms, new lighting, new ceilings. This is an image of the existing basketball court being repainted, new flooring. An image of the weight room that's in the smaller, the 2 existing gyms now. And it will have you can see off the side, we're building in some new restrooms right there so the students don't have to go down the hall. They got a place right there off the weight room to go. Then as far as additions, this is kind of the layout. We've got item number 1, well, all the gold looking areas here are the locker rooms, and down here in this corner is the football room. Over on this side's basketball, new lobby on this side. The laundry once again, concession stands over off the lobby. 5 and 6 here in the center indicate the new competition gym, which is also a storm shelter. It'll be able to house everybody inside the building. And then down here in red, number 7, is the training room where you can go get tape and get some exercises to work on any injuries that occur. And then this is the second level. There's going to be some new locker rooms up here on the second level that tie directly into the larger of the 2 gyms. Excuse me. And the purple is the weight room once again that's in that auxiliary gym. And there's a little bit of support facilities for some offices up on the second level. And this is an image of what the competition gym and the lobbies there on the left-hand side of the image, with the big ramp that goes up to get everybody up to that level. And in the foreground, you'll see the track and the new artificial turf for the football field. On the far right-hand side over here of the gym, that's the football locker room, which you'll be able to come directly out of the locker room without having to go downstairs like you do now. And this is an image of the inside of the gymnasium. These bleachers will be retractable, so there's courts that go cross court, and so you got volleyball and basketball set up for this space. These are some images of the lobby and the snack bar that's going to be there, and some new trophy cases. So be greeted with the great symbol inside the front door, as you see there on the left. And another image from a different angle. And from above, and you can kind of see it's wrapped inside the existing buildings here. So over here on the right-hand side is the existing large gym, and the competition gym's right across, right next to it. And new tennis courts on the corner. We're going to double them up next to each other, so we made room for some new parking. And then we wanted to talk about anticipated timelines. So as you can see, the week of the 28th, the first steps are going to start working on the water and sewer and electrical infrastructure. That's the main piece that's got to get out, be replaced and out of the way so that the competition gym can go in. Of course, abatement and selective demolition begins sometime in March. March also includes starting of interior renovations, and the contractor will do the interior renovations in phases, in chunks that'll take between 3 and 7 months for each phase, and they'll continue this until the project's complete. The roofing, as you see, is this June, starting in the summer and go until it's completed. And the new competition gym is scheduled to be completed in summer of 2023. And one thing we'd like to point out here, the beginning of the work on the existing gyms will not begin until that competition gym is complete. So that way there's not going to take any of the gym space away from the students as this progresses. And then completion of the project in January 24. And with that, that's the end of the presentation.
Fantastic. We're so happy to be able to see the work progressing on this wonderful school and this wonderful project. Much needed upgrades and improvements to this particular community and this legendary campus. We do have a question in the chat room. Let me pause now to tell everyone how you can participate. We have a number of people joining us on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook and want to ask a question, please do so in the chat as a comment. We'll get those answered directly, or for thoughts, questions. If you need to see something again, let us know. If you're joining us on the call, on this particular call, you can ask your questions in chat, or by raising your hands using the reactions button, you can actually go off mute and ask your question directly. Now, we do have a question. Does anyone on the construction timeline rely on permitting from the city? Or is there anything that relies on permitting from the city?
Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah. We're going through a series of early release permits and foundation and partial permits from the city, so they can still hold us up until we get full permit.
Okay, great. Now I do have a question as far as if you can go back to the slide with the back that's showing the competition gym, the new competition gym. It was related to parking.
Okay, related to parking?
Yes. If you kind of go over that parking again.
Okay, you want to go back to the site?
Yeah, the site. Yeah, I think this shows what we're asking about. Yes, that's the one.
Okay, so at this location, there is a lot of parking that's down along what used to be old Peabody Street. Mm-hmm. And some of that parking is going to come out for sure. And one of the first phases is to start working on these tennis courts, to move the tennis courts, which presently take up this entire area where 6 and 7 are. So the tennis courts are going to be rebuilt where 7 is, and put a new parking lot on the corner of Meadow and Martin Luther King.
Okay, great. And then the existing parking is shown as, I think, on the Myers side and MLK. That will remain. Okay.
That's remaining. Yes. There's a few minor modifications to that area because we're putting the wrought iron fence around that parking lot and some gates in there for security for the teachers.
And also, what about are there security improvements and those type of things coming to the campus as well?
Yes, ma'am. There's see if, I don't know, you probably can't see my mouse very well, but up these front stairs, there's a secure entry being built inside. So after, and there's new secure locks and things being put on all the doors on the outside of the building. But once school starts, everything will lock down and you have to come in that front door, go in, and you'll have to go through the office before you're allowed to go into the rest of the building.
Let me ask the people who are on the ground. Ms. Willett, do you have any questions, anything you'd like to share or thoughts? I think Ms. Willett may be having some connectivity issues. Ms. Wiggum, do you have any questions or comments on anything you would like to share or thoughts? It seems like we may be having a few connectivity issues. It could be due to the storm or what have you. Bree, can you go ahead and share us the next steps?
Yeah, if you go back to the timeline.
You bet. There you go.
Yeah, as you can see, we have our contractor on board. We're going to start meeting out on the site weekly. They're mobilized and ordering materials. They have a fence set up now. And we'll be keeping Ms. Willett updated weekly after our OEC meetings. And we'll check in periodically with the community just to make sure they're seeing all the improvements. But we won't be completed with this project until January 2024. So this was just, tonight was just about, having a conversation with the community and just, letting them know what we're doing. I've been hearing a lot that, some people weren't aware. So again, I'm going to drop my email in the chat. If anybody would have a question after this, they can always email me or just contact me directly. Okay.
Fantastic. As we move forward in this project, I want to make sure that everyone knows that this, in addition to being on Facebook Live, and so people can view it there as well, it's also, we have a bond website. And for this project, it's dallasisd.org/bond 2015. That's BOND 2015. A video recording of this particular meeting, as well as the presentation in Spanish and English, will be updated to that website by close of business tomorrow. So there's always, if you know someone who was not able to attend tonight's meeting and wants to keep abreast of this project, please direct them to dallasisd.org/bond 2015. I'm not seeing any additional questions coming in. I know people are tagging people on Facebook, so that's great. Please feel free to share this information with family and friends and alumni and members of the South Dallas community who were unable to attend live. They can go to Facebook again and watch it at their leisure, or come to the Bond 2015 website to view it there as well. With that being said, Trustee Henry, do you have any remarks you'd like to share at this time or thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to echo what we said earlier. Very excited to see this project get started. See some ground being broken and stuff being moved. So very excited about the outcome. The designs look great. Can encourage them, both Brents, Mr. Klein and Mr. Alfred, to continue working with our community. So the expectations are aligned across from the district and the community. But, very excited and thrilled. Long overdue. We have what I believe is the best basketball program probably in the state. It's nice to find the idea of having a competition gym to meet there. Just be at the same level of the rings that they have on there. Very excited about all of this.
Okay, wonderful. Executive Director Wiggum, I believe you were having some connectivity issues. There we go. I think they've been resolved.
Yes, I was. I apologize.
No problem. Do you have any thoughts you want to share, any questions for the team at this time?
No, I'm just, like I said, just a lot of excitement based on what I see so far. I'm just looking forward to where this plan takes us, and it seems to have a very lofty timeline. So hopefully we can stick to this timeline and see some progress. I'm just excited to be along for the ride. So I just look forward to seeing the great things that are coming.
Fantastic.
With March 2022, that's next month.
In a couple of weeks, yes.
Yes.
And I see the amazing and iconic principal. Ms. Willard has a big smile on her face. So Ms. Willard, if you would like to share closing remarks and thoughts at this time. It's up to you.
Okay. Again, thank you so much. I am excited like everyone else. I do agree with what Mr. Hendry said. For all these years, the great James Madison High School has represented the Dallas Independent School District well. Our gym, and when other campuses, y'all will be surprised when Celine and Prosper and some of those schools come to our campus. They are amazed that our kids compete at the level in which they're competing. And we don't have the facilities like everyone else. And when we were playing this team, they came over and they said, your facilities look like the Dallas Cowboys facilities. Our facilities look like a little locker room. It's just a little room that we keep balls in. That's where they change clothes. And Brent knows what I'm speaking of. And so just to see how the kids will be moving up to the same level may not be as polished as some of the other ones. However, what we're receiving is great. The kids are excited. My staff is excited, and the parents in this community, they're excited as well. And so I am glad to see that we are finally getting afforded the opportunity to receive such a nice gymnasium and facility around this school. Thank you so much again to everyone for helping and working with the great James Madison High School.
Okay, and once again, this meeting will be posted and information will be shared on the dallasisd.org/bond 2015 website. So we want to thank everyone for joining us this evening, wishing you all a wonderful and safe evening. Good night now.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you again.
Good night.